Welcome. This is not just another video about time management. This is not just another list of random productivity tips. This is a mirror that's going to show you why your life feels stuck, why your days are slipping through your fingers, and why you always feel like you're running but going nowhere. Every day the clock gives you 24 hours. That's 1,440 minutes. That's 86,400 seconds. And without even realizing it, you scroll. You pause. You get distracted. You open your phone to check one thing and lose an hour. You start a task, then forget why you even started. You tell yourself just 5 more minutes again and again until the day is gone. You're not lazy. You're not useless. You're not a failure. You just never learn how to manage time the right way because school never taught us. Society never warned us. And now life is punishing us. In this video, I'm going to give you 12 of the most powerful, brutally honest, and life-changing time management tips you've ever heard. Not basic advice like wake up early or use a planner. I'm talking about deep mindset shifts, practical systems, and mental rewiring so you can finally take back control of your day, your focus, and your life. And yes, this video will also help you improve your English because the best way to learn English is to use it to change your life. So listen carefully. Take notes. Let every word hit your soul because time is not just a tool. Time is your life. And once it's gone, it never comes back. This video will not only change how you manage your time, it will also help you think clearly in English, learn powerful ideas in simple English, and improve your listening with every word. So, if you're ready to grow, let's begin. Tip 1. You don't manage time, you manage attention. Most people think they have a time problem, but what they really have is an attention problem. You say you don't have time to finish that course. You say you don't have time to start the gym. You say you don't have time to learn English. But here's the truth. You had time. You just didn't protect it. You gave away to Reels, to YouTube Shorts, to distractions, to other people's priorities. Time is always there. You don't lose time. You lose focus. You can't control how much time you have, but you can control where your attention goes. And where your attention goes, that's where your life goes. Imagine you're a company. You have a budget of 1,440 every day. That's your attention budget. 1,440 minutes. Now, let's say you give 200 to Instagram, 300 to mindless YouTube videos, 150 to check your phone every few minutes, 200 to worrying about things that don't even matter, 100 talking about people who don't care about you, and now you're left with nothing for your goals. Your brain is broke, not because you don't have enough time, but because you wasted your attention like bad money. If a business spent money this way, it would collapse. But this is what most people do with their time. Realization moment. If you can manage your attention, you can win your day. If you can protect your focus, you can transform your life, no matter how busy you are. Forget time management apps. Forget expensive planners. Your success begins the moment you decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't. How to apply this tip. Step 1. Track where your attention is going. For one day, write down how you spend each hour. Don't lie. Be brutally honest. Step 2. Identify the leaks. Where are you giving your attention to things that give you nothing back? Step 3. Create focus hours. These are hours where your phone is off, your room is quiet, and your brain belongs only to your most important task. Step 4. Protect your energy. If your mind is tired, it will chase distraction. So sleep well, eat right, breathe. People who win in life don't have more time than you. They just give their attention to the right things again and again and again. They say no to 99 things, so they can say yes to the one that truly matters. Because attention is not just how you use your day. Attention is how you build your destiny. Tip 2. Clarity is your superpower. Let's be honest, most people are not lazy. They're not broken. They're not unmotivated. They're just unclear. They wake up with confused goals, vague priorities, and a mind filled with 100 half-baked ideas. So what happens? They check their phone. They open Instagram. They scroll. They snack. They bounce from task to task, never finishing anything. Then the day ends and guilt begins. Confusion is the enemy of execution. Clarity is the beginning of power. You can't manage your time if you don't know what it's for. Imagine walking into a grocery store. You don't bring a list. You don't know what you need. You don't know your budget. You don't even know what you're cooking for dinner tonight. You just start walking. You grab chips. You grab juice. You forget the essentials. You spend 45 minutes walking through every aisle. And when you reach home, you realize you forgot the one thing you actually needed: rice. That's how most people live their lives. They don't have a clarity list for their day. They don't know what success looks like, so they waste hours reacting to life instead of leading it. Without clarity, your brain panics. It chases comfort. It looks for shortcuts. It avoids the hard things. It hides behind fake productivity, answering emails, watching tutorials, organizing files while ignoring what really matters. Clarity isn't just knowing what to do. It's knowing what not to do, what to do first, why it matters, and when to walk away. How to apply this tip: start with the end. Every morning, ask yourself, what does success look like today? Not vague goals like work on project. That's not clarity. Say, write 2 slides of presentation or finish 30 minutes of English listening. Clear target, clear outcome, clear victory. Use the 1-sentence rule. If you can't explain what you're trying to do in 1 sentence, you're not clear enough. Example, I want to work on my career. Too vague. I will update my resume and apply to 2 jobs today. That's clarity. Choose 3 core tasks, not 20. Don't let your to-do list become a graveyard of fake productivity. Pick 3 high-impact tasks, things that actually move your life forward. If everything feels important, then nothing really is. Set a daily North Star, 1 sentence that defines your mission today. Put on a sticky note, on your phone wallpaper, in your planner. Today I learn. Today I build. Today I move forward. Read it when your brain starts to wander. Don't start the day until you finish this step. Never jump into action until you have mental clarity. This 5-minute check-in will save you 5 hours of chaos. You wouldn't build a house without a blueprint. You wouldn't start a journey without a map. So why would you start your day without clarity? A house without a blueprint becomes a disaster. A journey without a map becomes a loop. And a day without clarity becomes a waste of life. Clarity is power. Clarity is speed. Clarity is freedom. When your mind is clear, your actions become sharp. You stop wasting energy. You stop second-guessing. You stop starting things you never finish. You become a leader of your time, not a slave to distraction. If your life feels heavy, slow, or confusing, don't blame your discipline. Fix your clarity, because the more clear you are, the more unstoppable you become. Tip 3, break big work into small, clear steps. Let me start with this powerful truth. People don't procrastinate because they're lazy. They procrastinate because the task feels like a mountain and they don't know where to begin. That's why we freeze. That's why we scroll. That's why we say, I'll do it later. Not because we don't care, but because we're standing in front of something huge, blurry, and intimidating. And the brain hates what it doesn't understand. You're told to build a car. Just that. No instructions, no steps, no manual. What happens? You panic. You doubt yourself. You don't even start because the outcome feels too big, too unclear, too far away. Now imagine the same task, but this time someone breaks it down for you like this. Step 1, place the wheels. Step 2, attach the base. Step 3, fit the engine. Step 4, connect the wiring. Step 5, install the doors. Step 6, paint the body. Now, what felt impossible suddenly feels doable. This is the power of breaking big things into small steps. Let's take a real goal. Something people say all the time. I need to learn English. Sounds simple, right? But this 1 sentence is actually a giant undefined mountain. So what happens? You feel lost. You jump from app to app. You watch a few videos. You download a few PDFs. You take no real action because you never broke the mountain into steps. Now let's break that goal into real steps. Learn 5 new words today. Use them in 5 sentences. Speak those sentences out loud. Listen to one English story. Write one paragraph using what you learned. Repeat tomorrow with 5 new words. Suddenly, the impossible task, learn English, becomes a clear daily path. And the brain loves clarity. Clarity creates motion. Motion creates results. And results create motivation. So many people say, one day I'll write a book, but they never do. Not because they can't, but because they never break it down. What does write a book even mean? They don't define how many pages, how many chapters, what's the title, what's the structure, how many words per day, what's the deadline. So it sits in their mind like a dream, big, heavy, distant. And dreams that are never broken into steps stay dreams forever. How to apply this tip? Pick one big task. It could be anything. Study for a test, start a business, build a YouTube channel, learn a language, lose weight, clean your house. Write the final outcome clearly. Ask yourself, what does done look like? Be specific, not get fit. Say lose 5 kilograms in 60 days, not make videos. Say upload 4 videos in the next 30 days. Break it down like a recipe. Turn the final result into small pieces like puzzle parts. Let's say your goal is make a YouTube channel. Break it like this. Create channel name. Design profile and banner. Write channel description. Choose video topics. Script first video. Record. Edit. Upload. Share on social media. Now you have a checklist, not a monster. Assign deadlines. Don't just say, I'll do it. Say, I will finish steps 1 to 3 today, 4 to 6 tomorrow. Small deadlines defeat big doubts. Track progress visually. Put a next to each step as you finish it. This gives your brain a dopamine hit, a reward. And the more you finish, the more motivated you feel. Starting small is not weakness. It's how every empire is built. Apple didn't begin with the iPhone. Amazon didn't begin with billions. Everything big starts small, but it starts with a step. So if your task feels overwhelming, the problem isn't you. The problem is the way the task is shaped in your mind. Break it, slice it, simplify it, then take the first step. Because no matter how big the mountain is, you only climb it one step at a time. Tip 4, keep reminding yourself what matters. Now, let's begin with a simple truth. The brain is not a storage device. It's a survival machine. It doesn't hold your dreams. It doesn't track your goals. It doesn't remember your priorities. It remembers your fears, your cravings, your regrets, your dopamine triggers, and your distractions. So, even if you set your goals in the morning, by late morning your brain has already forgotten them. This is why most people waste their day. Not because they don't care, but because they don't remind themselves of what matters right now. Let's say you're walking through a massive airport. You're at gate A2, but your flight leaves from gate E44. Now, imagine you forget your gate number. You start walking. You check your phone. You take a wrong turn. You grab coffee. You enter the wrong terminal. And before you know it, you missed your flight. Why? Because you didn't remind yourself where you were going. That's exactly how life works. If you don't remind yourself what matters every few hours, you'll get distracted by fake urgency, emails, gossip, reels, notifications, and you'll miss your real goals. The harsh reality, you don't need more goals. You need more reminders of the ones you already have. A goal written on January 1st is worthless if it's not remembered every single day. You don't lose your dream in one moment. You lose it in 1,000 small moments of distraction. How to apply this tip? Write your North Star every morning. Ask, what is the most important thing I need to focus on today? Write it down, not in your head, not in a thought, on paper, on screen, somewhere visible. Set 3 daily checkpoints. Example, 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 5 p.m. At each time, ask yourself, am I doing what matters right now? If not, pause and redirect. Create a lock screen reminder. Make your phone wallpaper say, what matters? It sounds small, but seeing this 50 times a day will reprogram your mind. Use voice alarms. Record your own voice. Hey, don't waste this hour. You said it matters. Set it as a reminder every 3 to 4 hours. Let your past self save your future self. Don't trust memory. Trust systems. Your brain forgets. Your system remembers. Build reminders outside your head, on paper, on screens, and alarms, in your environment. Success is not about remembering once. It's about remembering again and again and again. People don't fail because they don't know what to do. They fail because they forget what to do at the right moment. So, don't just set a goal and walk away. Remind yourself. Train your brain to refocus, because distraction is not an accident. It's the default. And focus is not natural. It's a decision you repeat. Tip 5. Use your most active hours for high-value work. This tip is not about planning. It's not about priorities. It's about energy. Because time alone means nothing if your energy is dead. Most people try to do deep work when their brain is tired. They waste their sharpest hours on low-impact things, then try to do their most important work when they're already exhausted. This is one of the biggest mistakes in modern productivity. Imagine this scenario. You have a phone. At 9 a.m., it's 100% charged. By 3 p.m., it's down to 20%. Would you rather watch Netflix at 100% and try to work at 20%, or reverse it? This is your brain. When you wake up, your mental battery is full. But most people waste that high-energy window checking news, replying to messages, scrolling social media, watching just one video. And by the time they sit to work, their brain is slow, tired, distracted, and stressed. They gave their best energy to meaningless things and left important things starving. It's not just about how many hours you work. It's about when you work. Work with your brain, not against it. Every person has a natural rhythm. Some people are sharpest in the morning, some in the evening. But every brain has a peak zone. That zone is sacred. It's your most powerful weapon. You must protect it. How to apply this tip. Track your brain's rhythm for 3 days. Note when you feel most alert, most tired, most creative, most focused. You'll discover your natural focus window. Schedule your deep work in peak hours. This is a time to study, write, build, think, speak in English, record your content. Do not use this time for cleaning emails, doing admin tasks, or scrolling. Create a no distraction zone during that time. Turn off notifications. Block websites. Put your phone in another room. Let people know you're unavailable. Treat this window like an important meeting with your future self. Stack wins early in the day. If possible, start your day with one deep win. For example, write 500 words. Finish your English listening exercise. Solve the hardest task. This gives your mind momentum and makes you unstoppable. Save low-energy tasks for low-energy hours. Things like email, scheduling, text replies, cleaning. Push them later. When your brain is naturally slower, you don't have to work harder. You just have to work smarter with your energy. Don't give your leftovers to your dreams. Don't build your future with the worst hours of your day. Protect your peak zone. Honor your energy, because when your energy is aligned with your effort, you don't just manage time, you dominate it. Tip 6, the 2-minute rule. Start before your brain tries to stop you. Let me give you one of the greatest secrets of time management. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it right now. But even more powerful, if a task feels too big, start for just 2 minutes. Here's the truth. Your brain hates effort. It doesn't want hard work. It wants comfort, routine, safety. So the moment you think, I'll do it later, that's not laziness. That's your brain trying to protect you from discomfort. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. You walk past your bed, it's messy. Your brain says, I'll do it later. But in reality, it takes less than 2 minutes to fix it. Same with putting your glass in the sink, replying to a short email, texting back yes or no, throwing something in the trash, putting your shoes back in the rack. Yet you avoid it. You scroll instead. You say, I'll do it after lunch. But here's what happens. Small delays become mental weight, and that weight starts to crush your energy. Every 2-minute task you avoid becomes one more reason you feel tired, stuck, and unmotivated, because your brain is carrying unfinished loops. Now imagine you finish those 2-minute tasks immediately. The clutter disappears. The noise reduces. The Guilt fades, and your mind becomes light. Let's go deeper. Let's say you have a big task like writing a report, making a presentation, studying, recording your voice, or learning English. It feels huge. You delay. You scroll. You say, I don't feel like it. But here's the secret. Tell yourself, I'll just do it for 2 minutes. Just open the file. Just write one sentence. Just listen to 1 minute of English. And what happens? You begin. And once you begin, something magical happens. Momentum replaces motivation. You don't stop after 2 minutes. You do 10, then 20, and suddenly you're inside the zone. Because action fuels energy, and starting is the only way to beat resistance. How to apply this tip? Any task under 2 minutes. Do it instantly. No delay, no hesitation, no overthinking. If it takes less than 120 seconds, get up and finish it now. Use the just 2 minutes mind trick. For big tasks, say, I'm not doing the whole thing, just the first 2 minutes. You're not lying. You're simply giving your brain an on-ramp. Celebrate the start, not just the finish. Don't wait to feel proud after everything is done. Feel proud the moment you start, because starting is the hardest part. Use a timer. Don't think, just set it. 2 minutes on your phone or watch. Once the timer starts, begin immediately. No prep, no warm-up. Just go. Every life change begins with 2 minutes of courage. People wait for motivation. They wait for the right mood, the perfect plan, the perfect moment. But nothing beats this. Start right now. Even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if it's short. Because once you begin, you become unstoppable. Tip 7. Win the week, not just the day. Everyone says, win the day, take one day at a time. And yes, it sounds good, but here's the brutal truth. One great day won't change your life. A great week, repeated consistently, will. Real progress is not about what you do once. It's about what you repeat. Imagine Netflix has one great Monday. Millions of users log in. Everything works. No bugs, no crashes, perfect support. But then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are a disaster. The app crashes. Users cancel. Chaos everywhere. Would Netflix be considered successful? Of course not. One good day doesn't matter if the system collapses the rest of the week. That's exactly how most people live. They have one productive day where they eat clean, work hard, focus well, and feel amazing. Then for the next 6 days, they fall back into distractions, excuses, and chaos. By the end of the week, nothing has changed. You don't need a perfect day. You need a repeatable system for your week. That's where the real power lies. That's where your identity is built. That's where transformation happens. Because the world doesn't reward what you do once. It rewards what you do every week without fail. How to apply this tip? Build a weekly focus template. Choose 3 priorities for your entire week. For example, learn new words, create content, exercise. Write them down. Make them visible. Treat them as sacred. Set weekly non-negotiables. These are habits that must happen no matter what. Treat them like doctor's appointments, non-optional. Track weekly wins, not daily perfection. Don't ask, did I have a perfect day? Ask, did I move forward this week? If you failed 2 days but succeeded 5, that's progress. Use Sunday to plan, reflect, and reset. Ask yourself, what worked, what didn't, and what will I repeat next week? Time doesn't care what you do today. It cares what you repeat every week. You don't build a body in one workout. You don't build fluency in one lesson. You don't build success in one hustle day. You build it by stacking powerful weeks, over and over, silently, relentlessly. So stop chasing perfect days and start building unbreakable weeks. That's how you win your life. Tip 8, time blocking. Give every hour a job. Here's one of the most brutal truths about time. If you don't give your hour a job, distraction will. And distraction is never unemployed. Most people walk into their day with hope, not a plan. They say, I'll try to work. Maybe I'll read later. Let's see what happens. But what really happens? The day disappears. Energy disappears. Clarity disappears. Why? Because they never gave their hours a purpose. Their day becomes a house with no walls, no rooms, no structure, just chaos. Imagine walking into a company where no one knows their role. No meetings are scheduled, no team has a clear goal. Everyone just does whatever feels right in the moment. That company would collapse in a month. And that's exactly how most people run their lives. They wake up, open their phone, drink coffee, respond to messages, and bounce from one thing to another like a ping pong ball. But successful people don't live this way. They live on purpose. They give every hour a job. That's the magic of time blocking. It means you don't hope to get something done. You don't rely on motivation. You don't leave your success to chance. You assign a clear job to every hour of your day, just like a manager assigns tasks to employees. Because that's what your hours are, employees of your dream. Treat them with clarity, or they'll waste your paycheck of time. How to apply this tip. Break your day into time blocks. For example, morning routine, deep work, creative focus, breaks, low-energy tasks, reflection. Adjust it to your life. But even 3 or 4 blocks can change everything. Protect your deep work blocks like gold. This is a time for learning new skills, building your career, or creating content. No phone, no notifications, no interruptions. This is your sacred zone. Create buffer blocks, space for chaos. Life isn't perfect. People will call, unexpected tasks will appear. By adding flexible blocks, you keep chaos from destroying your whole day. Use alarms or calendar reminders. Train your mind to switch tasks with structure. When the block ends, stop and move on. This builds discipline and momentum. End the day with a shutdown block. Don't carry your day into your night. Use the final minutes to review what you finished. Adjust what needs moving and set the top 3 jobs for tomorrow. Close the laptop, calm your brain, and rest. Freedom. You're not boxing your life. You're protecting it. Without a time plan, every hour becomes a target for destruction. With time blocking, every hour becomes an ally in your success. You don't need more hours. You need more control over the ones you already have. Tip 9. Set a distraction time, not 0 distractions. Let's be real. Nobody can work all day straight with 0 distractions. Your brain needs breaks. You will scroll. You will check messages. You will want entertainment. And that's okay if it's planned. The real problem is that most people try to fight distraction with pure willpower. They say, I won't touch my phone. I'll stay focused all day. No videos today. But then a few hours later, they're scrolling endlessly, binge watching or snacking. Then comes the guilt. I'm weak. I'm lazy. I have no control. But your brain isn't weak. It's just rebelling against 0 reward. When you tell it no distraction ever, it feels punished. It gets tense. It starts hunting for pleasure. And instead of waiting for your permission, it takes it. Usually at the worst possible time. The smarter way? Give yourself a distraction block. A planned window of freedom. For example, you might tell yourself, I'll work with full focus, and later I'll relax guilt-free. Now your brain obeys because it knows a reward is coming. You've turned distraction from an enemy into a control tool. Think of it like a dog. If you never walk it, it becomes restless, barks nonstop, and destroys things. But if you say, we walk every evening, it relaxes and trusts the routine. That's your brain. It doesn't want unlimited freedom. It wants predictable breaks, so it can work harder between them. How to apply this tip. Choose clear distraction blocks. Plan windows where you can scroll, watch, or do whatever you want guilt-free. Announce it to yourself. This is my free time. I earned it. Respect the boundaries. When the block ends, return to focus. Use an alarm if you need to. If you slip, don't punish yourself. Just reset. Distraction isn't the enemy. Unplanned distraction is. You don't need to quit it. You just need to control it before it controls you. With this system, you work better, you rest guilt-free, and you build sustainable focus. That's how you win the long game. Tip 10. Focus on the few things that truly matter. Here's a secret that has shaped the lives of the most successful people. Not everything you do matters. Only a few things create real results. Most of your happiness comes from a handful of activities. Most of your success comes from a handful of habits. The rest? Noise, fake productivity, busy work, mental clutter. Imagine you run a business with many products, but only a couple bring in the majority of revenue. Smart entrepreneurs don't waste time pushing everything. They double down on the winners. That's what you must do with your life. The brutal truth is this: most people are busy, not effective. They fill their days with dozens of small tasks that look impressive but don't move them forward. They clean their inbox, watch endless productivity videos, attend every meeting, answer every message, and help everyone except themselves. At the end of the day, they feel exhausted but not transformed because they spent their energy on things that don't matter. How to apply this tip? Ask yourself, which small set of activities bring me the most results? Be honest. If you're learning a language, maybe listening and speaking bring more progress than collecting vocabulary lists. If you're creating content, maybe a few topics drive most of your views. Eliminate the time wasters. Make a stop doing list, checking notifications constantly, reading news that doesn't change your life, saying yes to draining commitments. Double down on what works. Once you know your high-value activities, give them priority. Make them a system. Scale them. Review your progress regularly. Ask, where did most of my growth come from this week? Then repeat that and cut the rest. You don't win by doing everything. You win by identifying a few things that matter and doing them consistently, powerfully, and without distraction. That's the mindset of high performers. Once you adopt it, your time will never be wasted again. Tip 11. Measure your time like you measure money. When was the last time you tracked your time the way you track your money? You know how much is in your wallet. You check your balance. You know what you spent on lunch last week. But your time? Most people have no idea where it goes. They just say the day flew by. I was busy but got nothing done. This is the tragedy. We protect money like gold, but treat time like it's free. But here's the truth. Time is more valuable than money. You can lose money and make it again. But once an hour is gone, it's gone forever. Imagine waking up with a full account that disappears at the end of the day. You'd spend carefully, you plan, you prioritize. That's what time is. Every day you're given a fortune, and if you don't use it, it's gone forever. The mental shift you need is simple. Stop thinking time is unlimited. Start treating it like your most precious currency. You're not just spending your day, you're investing it. And like any investment, if you don't track it, you'll lose it. How to apply this tip? Do a time audit for a couple of days. Track what you're doing every half hour. Be brutally honest. Scrolling, working, eating, relaxing. Step back and see where your time is leaking. Where is your energy going? Rate each activity. High return means it grows your skills or moves you forward. Medium return means it's necessary but neutral. Low return means distraction or wasted effort. Once you see time as an investment, your choices change. You'll stop throwing hours away. You'll create a time budget the same way you create a money budget. And from that moment on, every hour will start working for you, not against you. Create a time budget. Allocate hours the same way you allocate money. For example, set aside time each week for learning, health, deep reading, creative work, family and fun, and yes, even for distraction. Now you have a structure, not a mess. Review your time statements regularly, just like you would your bank statements. Where did your time go? What gave the highest return? What needs to be cut? This small habit is the difference between drifting and dominating. Treat time like money, and your future will become rich. Don't say, I don't have time. Say, I didn't manage my time well, but I will now. Every wasted moment is not just lost. It's stolen from the future version of you. Protect your hours like you protect your dreams, because they're made of the same thing. Tip 12. Design your environment, not just your calendar. Here's something painful but true. It's not always your fault. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not useless. Sometimes your environment is the problem. You planned everything. You made your to-do list. You were ready, but the moment you sat down, your phone buzzed. Notifications popped up. Your room was noisy. Your workspace was messy. Your chair was uncomfortable. Your tabs were open. People around you started talking. Or worse, Your mind remembered 10 other things. Suddenly, your focus was gone. Your mood dropped. Your goals disappeared. Not because of you, but because of what was around you. Imagine trying to meditate inside a nightclub, or trying to study at a concert, or writing a book in a crowded market. It doesn't matter how motivated you are. Your environment will destroy your focus. Now flip that. Imagine working in a clean, quiet, beautiful space. No notifications. A cup of tea. A clear desk. A calm screen. Suddenly, you feel ready. Motivation doesn't have to be forced. It flows. That's the power of designing your environment. The deep truth is this. Your brain is constantly reacting to signals, and your environment is full of invisible instructions. A TV says, watch me. Your phone says, scroll, react, respond. A messy desk says, you're behind. Open tabs say, you're overwhelmed. Your bed says, just lie down for a moment. Every object is speaking to you. And if you don't control your environment, it will control you. How to apply this tip? Create a focus zone. It doesn't need to be fancy, just clear, intentional, and free of distractions. Keep only what helps you. Put your phone in another room. Use noise-canceling headphones if you need to. Make it sacred. This is where your future is built. Fix your digital environment. Your phone is not just a tool, it's a time bomb. Turn off non-essential notifications. Move distracting apps off your home screen. Use blockers during work. Clear your desktop. Keep your digital world minimal and peaceful. Use friction and ease. Make bad habits harder and good habits easier. Want to scroll less? Put your phone out of reach. Want to read more? Keep a book on your pillow. Want to drink more water? Keep a bottle on your desk. Don't just change your goals. Change your surroundings. Social environment matters too. Sometimes it's not your phone, it's the people around you. If friends, family, or colleagues don't respect your focus, set clear boundaries. Say, I need time to work. Please don't interrupt me. I'm building something important. If they can't support you, then protect yourself. Your time is not a gift for everyone. It's the foundation of your future. And if your environment can't be fixed, change it. If your home is noisy, go to a library. If it's distracting, go to a cafe with headphones. If your screen is cluttered, start fresh. If the light is dim, brighten it. If the space feels heavy, improve it. Small changes in your environment create massive changes in your focus. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And your environment is your most powerful system. You want to become more focused? Fix what's around you. You want to become more consistent? Fix what you see every day. You want to stop wasting time? Build a space that declares, this is where I create, this is where I grow, this is where I win. Because no matter how strong you are, if you stay in a toxic environment, it will break you. But if you design the right space, it will carry you to the future you deserve. Now listen, you've made it to the end. You've heard all the tips. You've learned truths schools never taught and society never explained. But here's the real question. What will you do with your time now? Will you keep living on autopilot? Waking up, scrolling, rushing, regretting, promising yourself tomorrow, I'll change while your dreams fade in the name of comfort? Or will this be the moment you say enough? This time, I take control. This time, I manage my time before it manages me. This time, I don't just learn, I act, I apply, I change. Because the world is full of people who know a lot, but only a few who actually use what they know. You now have the tools, the systems, the mindset, the truth. You don't need permission. You don't need more motivation. You just need to start one decision at a time, one habit at a time, 1 hour that you don't waste. Because time is not just a clock. Time is your life. And how you use it becomes who you are. So rebuild your calendar. Design your space. Protect your focus. Start small. Track your time. Think clearly. Work deeply. And most importantly, don't waste another moment. Your future is not waiting. It's already watching and asking, will you show up or will you scroll? If this message helped you, share it. Let someone else change their life too. Begin your journey to a life you finally respect. And always remember, The way you manage your time is the way you manage your life. Let's make it count.